Forensic ballistics is the scientific study of the firearms, bullets, and the effect of their use in crimes. It helps investigators identify the weapon used, the shooter's position, and how the crime happened. Internal ballistics refers to the events that happen inside the firearm from the moment the trigger is pulled until the bullet exits the barrel. External ballistics deals with the flight of the bullet after it leaves the barrel and travels through the air towards the target. Terminal ballistics refers to what happens when the bullet hits the target, such as a body or an object.
Semi-automatic pistols utilize the energy of each fired cartridge to cycle the action of the firearm. This process involves ejecting the spent casing and loading a fresh cartridge from the magazine into the chamber. Although the action is automatic, the firing mechanism requires a separate trigger pull for each shot. This distinguishes it from fully automatic weapons, which continue to fire as long as the trigger is depressed. Revolver. When the trigger lever is pushed all the way back, it releases the hammer. The compressed spring drives the hammer forward. The firing pin on the hammer extends through the body of the gun, and it hits the primer. The primer explodes, igniting the propellant. Bolt-action rifle. The mechanism combines the firing pin, a spring, and an extractor, all housed in a locking breech block. The spring-loaded firing pin slides back and forth inside the bolt, which itself is the breech block. The bolt is moved back and forth and partially rotated in the receiver by a projecting handle with a round knob. Lever-action rifle. The lever-action firearm has a large metal lever located behind the trigger. The lever cycles the loading, firing, and unloading process. The extension of the lever rests in a hollow in the bolt. Cocking the rifle loads around in the chamber, and pulling the trigger fires the rifle. Semi-automatic rifle functions by utilizing the energy from each shot to automatically eject the spent cartridge and load a new round into the chamber, allowing for rapid follow-up shots with a single trigger pull. An automatic rifle functions by harnessing the energy of each shot to automatically load and fire subsequent rounds as long as the trigger is held down. This is achieved through a cycling mechanism that uses either gas pressure, recoil, or blowback from the previous shot to eject the spent casing, load a fresh cartridge, and cock the firing mechanism. Pump-action shotguns work by manually ejecting and loading in shotgun shells by pulling and pushing the pump of the firearm. After you've loaded your shotgun shells into the magazine tube, with the safety disengaged, pull the fore end back towards you. Break action. The gun has a hinge opening where the chamber meets the barrel. By opening the gun, it is easy to see if it's loaded or not. To load a new cartridge, the shooter breaks open the barrel on its hinge, physically places a cartridge into the chamber, and then closes it. A semi-automatic shotgun automatically loads the next shell after each shot is fired, but still requires the trigger to be pulled for each individual shot, unlike a fully automatic weapon. This is achieved through either gas-operated or recoil, inertia-operated systems. Machine guns operate by harnessing the energy from a fired cartridge to automatically load, fire, and eject rounds, achieving continuous fire. This is typically done through gas or recoil operation. Gas-operated systems utilize the expanding gas from firing to cycle the action, while recoil-operated systems use the backward force of the gun's recoil. Submachine gun functions by using a blowback, or less commonly a lock breech mechanism, to cycle rounds from a magazine into the chamber and fire them. Most submachine guns utilize open bolt operation, where the bolt remains retracted after firing, stripping and chambering a round upon forward movement, and then firing it. Carbines function by utilizing a gas-operated system or direct impingement to cycle the action after firing. When a round is fired, expanding gas from the burning powder is redirected through a gas port and tube to push a piston or directly act on the bolt carrier group, which extracts the spent casing and chambers a new round. The paraffin test is a forensic procedure used to detect gunshot residue on a person's hands. It involves applying warm paraffin wax to the hands to extract potential gunpowder residue, which is then analyzed for the presence of nitrates. A positive result indicated by blue specks on the wax suggests the individual recently fired a gun. The grease test is a chemical test, specifically a colorimetric assay, used to detect the presence of nitrates, often in trace amounts. It works by exploiting a chemical reaction where nitrates in an acidic solution react with aromatic amines to form a diazonium salt. This salt then couples with another reagent to produce a colored compound, typically a red or orange dye, indicating a positive result. The Harrison and Gilroy method was introduced in 1959. It is a colorimetric test used to verify the presence of antimony, lead, and barium. The test involves dampening a cloth with 0.1 m hydrochloric acid, swabbing the item being analyzed and allowing that to dry before subjecting it to various reagents.
Ballistics, scientific of study of firearm ammunition and effect of projectile on the target, especially in a crime investigation. Wood ballistic, the study of how bullet, the projectile cause injury to the body. Types of wood. Entrance wood, usually small, around, and thin. They often have a ring of abrasion and sometimes shoot or burn mark in the shot was usually larger and regular. They don't have burn mark, but the skin edge are pushed onward, showing the bullet exit. Stick wood by range. Wood, when the gun is pressed directly against the skin, it's called a contact wood. You see burned skin, shoot inside the wood, and sometimes a muzzle imprint. Contact wood at a close range, shoot the tattooing from gunpowder wrapping around the wood, but the muzzle one touching the skin. Wood, from the about 6 inches to 3 feet away, you get tattooing but no shoot. This is style investigation. The shooter wants to close but not farther. Over the 3 feet away, you only see a clean entrance wood. No shoot, no tattooing. The bullet simply fracture the skin. And the entry wood. A grease would happen when the bullet is sharp the skin instead of going inside. It leave a long, shallow the scratch. Entry woods, a bullet exit and then enter the body again. This can confuse investigation and need carefully analysis. Wood is a type of gunshot wound where the bullet enter the body but does not exit. The bullet remain inside the body, often large in tissue, bone, and organ. The core, a bullet enter the body and the exit, meaning they're both an entrance wood and an exit wood.